Hi everyone, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This is going to be a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising for 2024 for the month of January. I hope you had a wonderful time in the New Year and in the Christmas season. And so now we're going to start with some oracle cards for you, to see what is the energy for Gemini in the month of January 2024. Okay. So we have secret, mystery, stability, protection, solitude, ordeal. I think this is, visions, synchronicities, confirmation, exploration, and synchronicities, confirmation, exploration. And then we have duality, alternation, paradox, hardship, mediation, threshold. Sorry about the noise. We have another one. Armor, amplification, shield, honor, ceremony. And the last one. We have masters. Okay, can you see this? The focus is really hard. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can. Okay. Deepest fears, bravery, temperance, and selflessness. Okay. So now we're going to get some tarot cards for the month of January 2024, Gemini. A lot. Okay, let's see what we have here and if we need any more. Travel. Nice. So some of you might be traveling. Transformation and integration. Beautiful. Conditioning. Participation. Isolation. Okay. Go with the flow. And the last one is silence. Right away we see like the beginning of the month might be much more active and with loads of things happening at the same time, and then it will be calmer towards the end. I see a lot of, maybe a little bit of convulsions and change, and there's something also very important that I have to say is that this is the second try at this reading for Gemini. So I do believe that there's a lot of information. This may be a little bit overwhelming. So I do think that this card here is also an advice of something you have to integrate this month. It's an invitation for a little bit of calmness and serenity, and just leaving some preoccupations and some thoughts, maybe even relationships, maybe abstaining from socializing a little bit so that you can have a little bit more time for yourself and listen to yourself. I guess there's a lot of change. Maybe some of you will even be moving, changing jobs, countries, something like that. I see that there's a need to overcome a lot of challenges that come from some group of people. I see work, but it could be family, but I see with the conditioning here, and you see this beast has, sheep's clothes, and there might be even some type of deception in this group. One person in a group that is not aligned with your values. But I also see the need for some type of balance, even within yourself, but some type of compromise. With the integration here in yin yang, you have the distinct feeling of, uniting the opposites. So if there's someone who is against you, I believe that it is very wise to look at that situation in a more balanced way, meaning you can't be so involved. I mean, this silence and this go with the flow might be the way that you are going to achieve this neutrality about this situation, because you have here the duality with hardship. It's because we experience duality that we experience good and bad, right? So the need to integrate will maybe force you to see some, maybe even face some past trauma. But it is an invitation for you to be in silence and be with yourself and release your expectations from this specific situation. For me, it can be family or work. I see some group that you have a lot of exchange with. And this person who is maybe secretive about their intentions has a different vision from you that maybe that person is not being, honest about. So let's see a little bit more into this specific situation and what you have to overcome, and then some advice, because I see you being very, very peaceful by the end of the month. Yeah, so this travel, it can also be, I see travel, but also it's not so distant. It can also be a quick communication and being connected with people who are not by your side, who you don't, meet personally, but virtually. But it can also be some type of commuting, or maybe you'll be more rooted for a change. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So for the advice, yeah, break free. We have a lot of cards. Yeah. Break free and change completely. I have a card here, an extra one. Maybe yeah. Seven of Swords. So the Magician, the Queen of Pentacles. I'm so sorry, I was just reading the cards and I forgot to describe. So Princess of Swords, Eight of Cups, the Moon, Five of Swords, the Tower, and the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, we have a lot more cards here. So a lot of information. I see January is very intense for Gemini. So we have to, unpack this until we get, the nectar out of this reading. There's a lot of information and culmination I see in this month for you. So maybe that's why the silence is so important, because maybe a lot of this is just noise. It's just something that you have to put aside for now and not give it so much importance and meaning. I see you have to let go of this situation. Maybe it's a family dynamic or it's a work-related situation. The more I see, the more it speaks to me of work, really, but it depends on your case. And I see the need to just see the truth and stop, with the Moon and the Seven of Swords. I mean, there's a lot of gossip and lies, and if you focus too much on this, you will just get lost and you'll feel awful. So don't. The best thing you can do is just give it up in a certain sense, and just deliver it, just giving up is giving to God sometimes, is just surrendering. If you have too much on your plate, just surrender a bit of it. Ask maybe for whatever you believe, your entity, your God, your guardian angel. Ask someone to remove a little bit of the weight and the excess, because you really need to get a little bit more rooted in yourself. But if you are in silence, this whole situation will be so different. We have 5 extra cards now that I believe will give us the after you do this work, after you go into silence and you release. Because this is just, a lot of it's just mental projections I see. And if there's someone who is secretly working against you, and you're very perceptive and you are very empathic, you will mirror the situation and you won't realize that it's not you. And you will only see that if you withdraw a little bit from this. Let's see what comes next. Yes, maybe after you are, clear, you have clearer thinking about this, then you can move on to the next level, which is to be protected and strong in battle, so to speak. So now then, if you release this, you will then have the stronger argument, and you will be vindicted in a certain sense, and all the gossip will just prove, itself to be the gossip and lies. Yes, it's something that you will find within yourself, and that right now is maybe inaccessible to you because of all the noise. Yes, you'll be completely over this, going into a new chapter of your life. 4 of Cups. Yes, you have a lot to release. I see so much, so many blessings of renewal for you this January. The energy might even extend to the rest of the year, because I think that you are now beginning some sort of process of release and of change within yourself that will, have like the ripple effect throughout the year. And maybe it's because it's something big, something that, entails responsibility and compromise with other people and negotiation, that it will, affect your life. And it's something that you have to, be balanced and be wise about, and not really, because the before this release, I feel you are too involved, too much, too much energy, there's too much, and the noise is covering, the secrets. The noise is acting like a camouflage for the people who are not in your favor, who are not working with you, and who are not honest. So if you just remove yourself a little bit from the situation, you will see it might be a little, difficult because of some sort of attachment. It's kind of abstract, this reading, but I feel like we can be a little bit more precise. But I need to meditate just a little bit more. I see here that with the masters and deepest fears, bravery, I see you have to overcome this in order to maybe achieve something professionally. It kind of seems to me like a test, but it's not really a test that somebody else, well, it might be somebody else that is, this person might be, creating a sort of play for you to prove yourself worthy. But I think the most important thing here is that you prove yourself to yourself, that you prove yourself you can do this, you can overcome these fears, and you can, live up to your own expectations on this job that you have to do. And I see that this is a very, very big transition into maybe a new professional opportunity. If I had to be really describe in detail this story, I would say this is someone who changed jobs, maybe even moved houses because of it. And now you are in a certain position in that job that is testing you, because the purpose of this person is to test you in order for you to go to the next level. But before you go, you have to complete this mission. And what it makes you feel uncomfortable now because you feel something is off, and you know this person is kind of tricking you. But after I saw these, I saw like, okay, maybe this is not someone who is intentionally bad. Maybe they're just testing you. Maybe it's their function, it's their job to do this. But the thing is, this is creating a lot of tension for you, so you really have to prove that you can relax, like be strong about relaxing. That's a paradox. It sounds like a little bit paradoxical, but that's the test I see here. So that would be like the very, very specific story that I would tell if I would just look at the cards right now like this. But it can be a little bit more general, and it can be, you know, family. I want to get just some cards to understand what is this specific situation. Hurt, consciousness, wow, and exclusion, the excluded. I do see this as a test, and it can even be if you're like in a spiritual path, personal or in some specific school. This looks to me like, you know, those tests that some masters do to their students, like, you know, Mr. Miyagi, wax in, wax out, to see if they can manage the frustration and their own, you know, their own feelings, the feelings of exclusion, you know, and hurt, because I see so much hurt and, you know, like turmoil, emotional turmoil, but I don't feel it in my body. I don't feel it as really, you know, important, like life-changing or, you know, horrible situation. I feel like it's just, you know, it's just a way for you to see how powerful you can be if you center yourself and you are conscious, more, you know, calmer, and you are silent. There's just one more here. And then you can create. This is the Empress of this deck. So now I think we have achieved, you know, the nectar of this reading, finally, because now I can see the purpose of all the turmoil and all the very extreme feelings, but it's not serious. It's just they're very fast. They just come and go. And if you are peaceful and if you are calm, they will just, you know, vanish and disappear into nothing. And all that is left is your consciousness. And because of that silence, you can see your full potential for creation, and you'll feel in, you know, completely happy and content with yourself and with life if you just release, you know, this turmoil, this, because in reality it seems like a test, because you see, you know, you see these images that talk to me about mastery of yourself, mastery of your feelings, of your thoughts. You have the Master's card here, and the Master's card is a card of overcoming fears. the deepest ones. It's not really like the just, you know, the normal negative self-talk maybe some people have. It's the deepest fears. So this whole, maybe the deepest fear you are releasing is the fear that if you give up this noise, you will feel excluded, which is a lie, a complete lie. Because if you give up this mental noise, maybe because you feel like it keeps you company somehow, but you need to be alone to discover, you know, the hermit and the consciousness. You really need to hear yourself, to listen to the silence. That silence has the potential to create worlds, you know. And this is just a lie. If you feel like you're, you know, involved in this and this is all there is and this is so important and this is very, you know, if you're silent and you just breathe out all this noise, you'll see it's just junk. It's not important at all. It's hindering you from, you know, from your potential. So this is the more psychological approach, but in more practical terms, I would see whatever is happening in your life as more of a test and less of a like a serious, you know, very, very, you know, dramatic. Of course, I mean, some people will not resonate with this. This is a specific story that I'm seeing right here. So please take it as it resonates for yourself. But in general, I would invite you this coming month to question yourself and see if all those issues are that serious, and maybe try to be in silence and release all those, you know, thoughts. Maybe even fasting helps a lot to quiet the mind. So this is not medical advice, but if you feel like it helps you, all types of fasting really, like not using screens, not using too much, escaping kind of noisy places, trying to be in more silent, calm places, not being with so many people around. Also after all these parties and all the movement and all the traveling and all the, you know, shopping, this is very important for you to achieve some balance again. And if this is a work-related situation, or if this is some type of, you know, a career, or if it's a spiritual path, I would see all of this as a challenge and as a test, and not, you know, and try to see through all the ghosts that are, you know, moving around you these days. And being in silence will help you tremendously and will help you see the amazing potential you have for creation and the abilities. Not only potential, it's really, you can, you know, do whatever you want after you have overcome this specific situation. Yeah. It can take a little bit more effort than just January, because I see this as a process. But I think that January is when you will go into silence. You will have the conditions, the right conditions to go into that silence. So take that opportunity, and then you will, you know, be able to do whatever you want after you are, you know, your mind is clear and your feelings are calm. Yeah, so I hope this helped, and I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and comment if you feel like so. And I hope to see you next time, and all the best for this new year 2024. I wishing you all a great year and successful one, and I hope to see you very soon.